Hey there, welcome back. Once again, it's time for the Golden Age of DC Comics 365 Days, where I take my beloved, well worn coffee table book that I got from one of my best friends almost 2 decades ago. This has been surfing all of my coffee tables ever since. And what goes better with coffee tables and coffee table talk than great coffee? I got Tanzanian peaberry today. It's a wonderful, wonderful roast. Keep grinding, okay? Mmm. That's a good cup of coffee. And this is a good coffee table book. It's a great excuse for conversation, I believe. And these are the conversations that we used to have in the old comic book shops. We just talk comic books, and this is the golden age of DC Comics. This is an Abrams 2004 hardcover book. It's, like I said, it's a coffee table book. Look at that back. I like the back because this is the ancient internet, mail order catalog. And I take this coffee table book, this page a day book, for its intended purpose. I'm going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. All I got to do is open a page to today's date, which is April the 21st. And I'm going to read the blurb. We're going to look at the art. We're going to talk about comic books. So it's April the 21st, and let's look at the art. Once again, so I like to point out about the book itself. There's a link in the description to the Amazon page where you can buy your own if you'd like. It's by Chip Kidd, Geoff Spear, and Les Daniels. And but yeah, if you look over here, you can see that this is a photograph of somebody's physical copy. So it's not an actual, it's not a blow up of an actual page. And some of these older comic books have been preserved by putting sometimes the pages will fall out over time, or the quality and condition of the golden age funny book that you got. These are very fragile things. They're allergic to fire, to direct sunlight, to humidity. I mean, gosh, I got long boxes in my basement that I'm throwing out, and I'm thanking the Lord that the mold didn't get to the funny books. They didn't. It was just, oh gosh, the cardboard long box did its intended purpose. I need to buy new supplies. But yeah, as we can see right here, that it's literally a photograph of a panel from a comic book. And yeah, we're looking at the art here, and we're about to get into the story. Let's just talk about the art. Is by Gil Fox, and this is from Detective Comics. That's the DC and DC Comics. It's not Superman Comics. It's DC Comics. It was National Comics Publications, but it changed its name to DC Comics because it was the home of Detective Comics, and they really wanted to drive that fact in. So when you think National Comics Publications, you thought DC Comics. It's just, the whole thing. I love it. It's April the 21st, so while waiting for Batman to arrive, Detective Comics offered such enticements as this true crime page that appeared on the inside front cover in lieu of an advertisement. And this was decades before forensics became all the rage on television cop shows. Apparently working from a photographic reference, the artist provides a detailed portrait of Dr. S.G. Boyce, who used ballistics to explain the crime. The killer had fired while standing on the back bumper of the victim's car. But who was he? It would have been a lot easier to have found a tall gunman. So, a prominent police officer of Little Rock, Arkansas, is shot dead in his car on a lonely road. Dr. S.G. Boyce, police are puzzled because the bullet has been shot downward from an unusual height. But Dr. Boyce solves the case and proves. Yeah. So it's really good art. I like it. It's a combination of photorealism and then a little bit of, of comic, what would this be called? Like, leave me a comment in the comment section. I got my old Scott McCloud Understanding Comics around here somewhere. I should bust that out and give that a reread, because that explains the different modes of the artistic representation and the details and its different stages. It goes from very abstract to photorealistic. And it's a wonderful book. Same best friend bought me that book too, years ago, and that should be required reading for anyone. We should have a very special episode dedicated to understanding comic books by Scott McCloud, because that book is invaluable, because it gives you the vocabulary you need to, have these great conversations. Sequential art, storytelling. And it's a form, and there are rules, and there are definitions, and once you know the rules, then you can break them and be unconventional. But until you learn all the rules, it's a mess. It's like that in cooking. It's like that in any trade, and but Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud is a very awesome book, and check it out. And also, you could check out your own copy, like I said, of the Golden Age of DC Comics. The link is in the description. It's a great book. Makes a great gift. Give the gift of comic book conversation with someone you love, or a noob. A noob would love this kind of book, or even this kind, or send the noobs here, because we'll be doing this all together. I hope we're noob friendly, because every issue, when growing up, every comic book had the whole repetitive thing, like Cyclops always saying, like, Wolverine, sheathe your adamantium claws. It was like they always said it over, because in every issue, because any issue can be it can be a jump-on spot for a new reader. I mean, we have a modern fascination of new number ones and restarting a line. Poor Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, has the luggage of a copious amount of issues in one number one, to that are better served as arcs in this storyline. Like, I probably started on Batman issue 200 and something. I've definitely started with the X-Men around issue 140-ish, 150-ish, up until past 200. And then, but that was just life. And where was I going with that? Well, that's okay. It's time to wrap it up anyway. But Detective Comics came out. Detective Comics number 27 came out in May of 1939, and that was Batman's first appearance. So this was before Batman. And just remember, new people are welcome, and yeah, I think that's new people are drawn to the coolness of this stuff, and hopefully we preserve the coolness of this and make it worthwhile of your time and your attention, and your physical space as well, because owning these things, they're artifacts, and they're brittle. I mean, seriously, let's look at the art one last time. This had to have been transplanted from, so if this is the inside cover, then that's the spine, and this is page 1 right here. We can actually see the beginnings of the the big introduction panel here. But the spine has been replaced because these things get old, and you need to protect them, and you need to bag and board these things and put them in a long box and keep them out of sunlight and put them somewhere dry and or a well-regulated place. I mean, I gotta get my funny books out of my basement. That's like I need to have a rescue mission like a superhero. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to my comic book talk. This has been the golden age of DC Comics. We're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, and we'll find out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. Like and subscribe. I'd love to earn your subscription. I'm a professional chef. I make delicious, nutritious, and beautiful cooking hacks for you. Check out my playlist, What's Cooking. I'll put it in the video here. I'm a spiritual guy. We get spiritual here. I do gratitude lists and Sunday sermons and try to spread some positivity, wisdom, and inspirational, stay alive, keep going. And, you know what I mean? Just God bless. And we also talk about comic books every day. And so come aboard, please. I would love to be part of your YouTube day. And leave a comment in the comment section if you could be so kind. God bless. Namaste. And we'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye.